I want to share my own story. You might call it Kiruv. I'm not sure. This happened to me in the last couple of years. I happened to see a Facebook post, someone I knew. His father, who's Jewish, his father passed away, and it said that it had funeral details and that his father would be cremated. And I was thinking, what can I do? And what's my obligation? Because realistically, I don't have much chance doing anything about it, and I'm not even familiar enough with the situation why that's the choice. I happen to know that they're very far from being religious. So I ended up sending a message and putting an introduction, sorry to hear about the passing of your father, and also mentioning the one event that I remembered meeting his father and thanking him. I'd spoken to this person during COVID, and one way that he identified with being Jewish was his experience being on a kibbutz in his early 20s. I thanked him for sharing that, and I spoke to a number of rabbis, and in the end, rabbinical involvement wasn't going to happen. So I incorporated into the message and the Jewish funeral option, the Orthodox option for a funeral, if you choose to do so. Baruch Hashem, I wasn't successful, but I wasn't offensive at the same time. I got a message back explaining that it was his father's wish to be cremated, that his father was claustrophobic, and that's why his father had the wish. His being claustrophobic, didn't want to be buried underground. So while I wasn't successful, I learnt the personal aspect of what was behind it, instead of just blanket putting people into categories. I thanked him for explaining his father's side of the story, and Baruch Hashem, it didn't cause a personal issue. I've spoken to this person a number of times since. So it can be very, very tricky to actually address an issue. In most instances, you just avoid it full stop. And in most instances, if you try and address it, you very easily cause major problems very quickly. So I managed to bring up the issue and realize it's not something that can be addressed, but with actually attempting to address it.